Forex market portfolio overview and position breakdown. That's what we're having today. It's been a while since last time we broke down our positions, and I feel like an update is due. So here we are. We got 5 active positions in the market, guys. First and foremost, probably my top favorite, just because obvious reasons. We're about to hit the target here. It is the silver. That's been it has been a bumpy road, I have to admit. It wasn't a nice straight line all the way to the target. There was a big drop in between that threw us off a little bit, but we came back more aggressive to compensate, or should I say to overcompensate on the shakeout. That was that big drop 4 days ago. So yeah, we came in strong. As you can see, 3 trades are in, almost 50k, and we're closing in on target. There's no more room for any more trades. So yeah, we're gonna keep it intact as is all the way to the target. Hopefully in the next 24 hours we should make contact with 3108. We'll keep our eyes on the situation. Then we have the pound versus the US dollar with a magnificent technical correction straight to that 29.97 breakdown point we've talked about for so long. And take a look how it picks up resistance from that area. Bounce off. That was yesterday. A big bounce off. And then a turnaround, question mark. Still looks like a turnaround, but it's still too early to, say that with confidence, right? The day is still running, but if that's going to end up negatively and tomorrow's going to end up negatively, then yes, we'll be a lot more confident that the technical correction, very local, 3 days technical correction, just to retest 2020.97 from below, that's the case, and that's all done, and we're back to the original downside move. And that's where we're going to get a little bit more aggressive here. I see a room for one more trade, but that's pretty much it. This is the really last stretch for us, 2035. We have reached the big primary target that was 22.97. And now we're trying to squeeze that lemon all the way through. So we need to be cautious about it as well. Dollar Swiss franc is also in kind of an interesting situation right now. This is also the last stretch, right? The primary target had been achieved. It was 90.80. But then we figured, it's probably going to try to chase the previous high, which is 92.40. So we feel like it's on its way there. But hey, it came off quite heavily in the last 48 hours. And touched base with 90.80, potentially to pick up support from that area. So we need to be cautious here just as well. But if things starts to turn back up, more visibly, I would say, then yeah, we might have some more room to fire off one more trade before we hit the target. Same for the euro dollar. They're all in similar situations. Obviously, high correlation between these three, given the fact that they're all part of the euro, eurozone. So here, guys, we see price action coming off yesterday in a sign of potential ending to this local technical correction. But today is important to see how today is going to end up. If it's going to end up negatively, then we're probably on the safe side here, and then we can allow ourselves to add one more trade. Here, as opposed to the situations with the dollar Swiss franc and pound versus the US dollar, here we actually have a lot of meat on that bone, right? There's a long way to go to 99.75, so slightly different situation than the previous two. Last but not least is the Euro-Japanese Yen, which I called it out just yesterday with a video all about the Euro-Japanese Yen. Go ahead, check it out if you didn't already. Beautiful situation here, very technical. Talked about the head and shoulders pattern. Talk about the activation of that pattern. And then also, of course, more importantly, talked about the breakdown below the key level support of 16165. That was confirmed this week when price action was hammering and trying to penetrate, but got heavily rejected, and now it's actually a negative weekly session for the Euro Japanese yen. So that's a big reconfirmation of the breakdown. We doubled up our position size as you would expect, given the nice negative momentum that's setting the tone. Right, so we had price action coming back up. By the way, that was a big upset because we already had a position in place, right? The first trade. So we had to take a beating. I mean, on paper, of course, a little bit. Obviously, we kept our composure, and we knew the price action is probably coming to test that neckline from below. That happens in many cases, right? Where a head and shoulders pattern is being activated. We see price actions coming back up to retest that neckline. So we knew we might be safe, right? Because there's a good chance price action will get that rejection and turn back down to continue, the prediction, the internal prediction that's coming from this reversal pattern. So here we are. Price action is getting more momentum right now on the downside, on the right side, and it's time for us to get more aggressive. There's a long way to go to 156.64.5. We rounded up to 156.65. There's a long way to go till that point, so it's going to be an interesting ride. It's going to be definitely an interesting ride. Just before we wrap this up, guys, just want to mention stop loss level here had been also adjusted, as you would expect, to further to 163.5. All right, that's pretty much it. 5 active positions, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed that video. Wishing you a nice trading day.